Hey, it's me. It's animated me. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and it's time for another episode of Completed It. Movie reviews, pop culture, celebrity guests, and all that good stuff. Oh, and my good friend over there, Sasha Alari, as my co-host. Hey, Satch, hit the titles, brother. Hey, everybody. It's Monday. You know what that means. The catchphrase that is taking the country by. No, it's not. It's just me. It's Marvelous Monday. Welcome. Look at his face. As you can see, I'm joined by my co host, Sash. How are you, bruv? Happy Marvelous Monday.
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
We are,
Just
dude, we're getting through these. We're going to have to come to that choice soon where do we end this at Endgame? Do we keep going? It's going to be one of them ones. We're getting there. We're on the 15th movie already, bro, of Marvelous Monday. These have like,
mm,
this is flowing by since we started doing these. I've actually loved Marvelous Monday. I call it like
I
our,
think we should do the whole genre. I
should we
think we
go?
should
Should we
do the
just keep
whole
going?
comic book
Get to
genre.
Endgame and keep going.
Yeah, we should keep going,
Do
and then we should do
DC.
DC, and then we should do. I think we should do the whole comic book genre.
Wow. Okay. Mondays are going to be interesting.
Yeah,
We are at, like I said, we are at the 15th installment from Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Sash, if I had said to you many, many years ago, there's going to be a Marvel film, dude. You're going to have Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone, David Hasselhoff in it.
Tango and Cash Free,
Yeah, you would have been like, Andy, have you been drinking again? But we got all them actors, albeit all little or
and
small,
Vin
in.
Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel, Michael Rosenbaum was obviously, stars
Yeah,
in Guardians of the Galaxy, all-star cast. I mean, for Marvel films, we come to know and love the actors that were in the Marvel films. But when you start getting Sylvester Stallone saying, yeah, okay. I'll be in a Marvel film, and like David Hasselhoff was in it for like 20 seconds, but it's still David Hasselhoff.
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, my friend, budget of like 200 million. I mean, the budget's just like every movie. Yeah, we made a buck on the last one, this budget can go up. We made a buck on the last one, this budget can go up. It made $869 million at the box office.
I can
James
believe that.
Gunn James Gunn was directing Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The great director that is James Gunn. He's done a really good movie this year. Can't remember what it was called. Superman, I think it was. Superman. What did you think of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Sash? Obviously, all revolving around Quill and his parentage and etc. etc. And with any Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I always find the visuals, the soundtrack, and I think with any James Gunn movie, the soundtracks are always good. I don't necessarily like all of his movies, believe it or not. That's me saying that. Suicide Squad, and I fucking hate it. I think their movies are terrible. But soundtracks are always good. Visually, they're always good. Where does Guardian sit? Because a few people I've spoke to about these, and a lot of people that love listening to and watching Marvelous Monday, they always looked upon the Guardians quote unquote franchise part of Marvel as like
Yeah.
the bastard child. It was
Who the hell are these people?
yeah, I speak a lot of no doubt there probably might have been the comments on this and a couple of
Yeah,
guys I know that love Marvel, and they were like,
fuck them.
the problem you've got, Sash, here we go. This is what you've got. You've got the people that like what they like. They like
Yeah,
their Iron Mans, their Spider Mans, their Supermans, their
yeah,
X Men. They like what they like, and then you go, well, here's loads of new characters. If you've never read a comic book, etc., you're probably not going to know who these are. And they're like, I don't want to know. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't, this is the 15th movie, or well, when the first movie come out, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, it was like the 12th movie or where it was. They're like, I don't want new characters. I want Iron Man. I want Thor. I want Captain America. How do you feel as a Marvel fan, as a comic book fan, when Guardians were introduced, and obviously we're now up to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? I thought this was a good standalone movie. It's set up a little bit moving forward. They just mentioned the Infinity Stones, etc., etc. Obviously, Thanos's kids are both in this movie, so you kind of again, like we say, knew where they were going. How did the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 sit with you?
Well, like I said, the original film is the
Mm,
best MCU movie ever made in my book. I've said that
yep,
straight
you
out.
have indeed.
I'm a Spider-Man guy. Spider-Man is my guy. Okay,
Hmm.
he's my guy. All right, but saying that, however, Guardians came so left field. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, and this is the first film. This one is as good as the first film. No, not really, not really, but it still has some heart in there. But the first film really got me in the chest and
Hmm.
had me bawling and stuff. This one a little bit, but not as much. But it probably makes me think more on rewatch, and also I probably cry more to it now. I haven't watched it since my dad passed, but I could imagine I
Hmm.
would for. You understand, like before my dad died, I never used to cry in films, so not that much. Now I bawl all the time, but the one movie that did make me bawl was Guardians 1. Okay. It was one, I don't know what it was, and that was before I felt broken. Now I feel broken because, I've had a lot of people leave this earth in the past 5 years.
Hmm.
So, there's a scene in this film where, and it is a father figure to Peter Quill because
Yep.
it's about fathers. So that I know deep down, if I rewatch it, it will the waterworks will come on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude,
So,
man, I can't.
so
I
it's
sit here as a
it's
45-year-old man. I
it's
might watch a
it's
dog on
yeah,
TikTok
man.
and
But
TikTok and start
but
crying.
but you know what? Like the Guardians are a good time. They have Kurt fucking Russell, and
Dude,
Kurt fucking
Kurt
Russell
Russell,
is a
Sylvester
legend.
Stallone is in this movie.
Who? Yeah, Stallone as well. Yeah,
In a Marvel
Stallone.
film, did
Yeah,
you ever think that Sylvester Stallone would be like, oh, this is how big Marvel were getting?
yeah, yeah.
This isn't them going to Sylvester Stallone going, hey, you want to? It's Sylvester Stallone's like, I want to be in one of your movies. They're like, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Sylvester Stallone's stand up. You got like Dave Bautista, etc., etc. I mean,
Yeah.
did Guardians of the Galaxy 2 just ratify that these characters belong in the MCU?
Oh yeah, no, 1,000%. I mean, like, look, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 brought more context to what Thanos does to people without him even being there
Yeah, he's not even in it.
in terms of what he's done to Gamora and what he's done to what I mean, and their
Hmm.
relationship and stuff like that.
The sisters'
He's
relationship.
very much a figure without even being there.
It's very
Uh,
much a family story movie. The
yeah,
sisters, the
and
father stuff going on with
yeah.
Quill, you
So,
know.
but yeah, no. Look, the beauty of these movies are they stand alone by themselves, with which is what any film should do, stand alone by themselves, without having to be, yeah, it's nice to have interconnected stuff, but if the movie doesn't stand alone and tell a singular story, then it's not really worth telling, is it? It's a piece of shit. Um,
Do you think that a lot of the, and again, I say this often and a lot, I always like chat. We do this every weekly.
yeah,
We chat MC, but when I chat to other Marvel fans and my good friend Eddie watches this, and me and him, like, we used to work together, and it's all we've done all day was just talk about Marvel. Did they do too many quote unquote standalone movies leading up to where they want to get to? So last week we done Doctor Strange. This week we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy
no,
2.
not all.
Next week we're doing Thor Ragnarok. Um, then we get to back to another, then we get to Infinity Wars, and then you're
Yeah,
kind of like, wow, okay, is these like little, we'll call them gaps in between the Avengers films? Because that's what
yeah,
it knew. That's how the way that a lot of people I speak to, they're like, well, we had these three movies, then we got an Avengers film, and it was like, boom. Then we
yeah. But
had
there was a
two
point
more
to those.
movies,
But
and then
there's
we,
a but there was a point to all of those
yeah,
movies to
that,
fit into.
yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah.
But so but a lot of people's perception was like, did you really need to put three thriller movies in before you give me the Avengers again?
Well,
Could you
yeah,
give me
you
Doctor
did.
Strange and the Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy
yeah,
without
you
Thor
did. If
Ragnarok?
you're a real fan, then yeah, you did.
Yeah, you
You
had to
know,
be patient.
yeah, like people lack patience. The problem with we have now in the world is that
We're in the TikTok era
people,
now, bro.
yeah, instant gratification, and you know what I mean. People can't enjoy a good meal anymore. You know what I mean? They want the fast food shit, want that processed meat. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Give me the beat.
And now
Yeah.
they got it. Now
Now
that
they're
they
moaning.
now
Now we have
that
to
they
bring the
have it,
Avengers back.
yeah, they wanna go back. Well, they can't
Yeah,
go back because they wanted the shit. So yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a never-ending chain of an argument there. So
yeah.
uh,
Um,
yeah,
did Guardians 2, I could really tell this was a James Gunn movie. He has such a unique style of movie making.
yeah,
I think every from Suicide Squad, from Peacemaker to Superman. that every movie he does, if you said to me, Burrows, just watch this movie, tell me who directs it, within 5 minutes, I reckon, maybe not even that, I'll be like, James Gunn. What separates? What did he do different? Because a lot of people say that when James Gunn does a Marvel movie, it is a little bit of a 180. It is something different. It is a peacemaker, which is like Marmite. You either love it
Mm.
or you hate it. It is Suicide Squad. You love it or you hate it. And why some people were like, when I first watched Guardians of the Galaxy, I hated it. I did,
Really?
but
Well,
now I absolutely love it.
mm,
So that's the whole process of we're lucky we get to rewatch and we do
yeah.
Marvelous Mondays. And but even me, I'm like, nothing's really changed in me, but clearly something has because I sat there originally. I think I went into the movie theater for the Guardians, the first one, thinking I am that guy. I just want my Iron Mans,
Yeah.
my Spider Mans, my Captain Americas, because I'd had it. We say all the time, we used to get two, sometimes three movies a year
Mm,
from Marvel. And then all of a sudden it diluted a little bit. And I was kind of like, I don't want this. I want
yeah.
Iron Man. I want Cap. I want these guys. But on rewatching, especially Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I'm like you. I'm rewatching that. I'm thinking, am I stupid or something? How did I not like this movie? But it's because I was so like, Avengers, 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 Avengers. I want
Yeah.
Captain America. I want this fly. I want everything. And then they're like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
Obviously, I knew who they were, but I'm like, do I want it? Is that where we sometimes are now as movie fans and MCU fans?
I don't know, man. That's not a me question. That's a you thing, man.
Mm. But do you think it's like you mentioned earlier? It's like kind of like the world we're living in now. Everyone wants instant gratification. So
Well, yeah.
With Guardians
I
two,
mean,
they explain Quill's
I'll give you an
backstory,
example. I'll give you
etc.
an example of an ongoing kind of thing that I have with people on the internet. Everyone's crying over
Oh,
the.
can we talk about that on this show? Or is that
What are we talking about?
you and arguing with people on the internet? I'm
Yeah, we
joking.
can talk about that. We can talk about that. But no, here's the thing. Look at DC. All right.
Greatest
Whether
movie
you
franchise of
liked
all time.
yeah, whether you liked Zack Snyder's version of, I know you didn't, but
No
yeah, I
shit.
mean, I was okay with it. I was okay with it. I didn't hate it. I didn't like BVS. I thought that was a piece of
No one
trash.
did. Don't worry.
Yeah, that because who the hell was Jesse Eisenberg, man? That wasn't Lex Luthor. That was, and what they
It's
did to Doomsday. Anyway,
yeah.
I digress. I digress. Okay, for the record, I liked Affleck as Batman.
For the
Okay,
record, so did I.
yeah, I thought he was the only good thing about that movie.
Hmm.
But saying that, and I wish he'd done a standalone film. However, I'm not beholden
I know.
to Henry Cavill as Superman. I'm not beholden to that, to that iteration of Superman.
Hmm.
So I couldn't give no shit. However, even though I'm not beholden to that or really care about it, I understand that Henry Cavill flew the flag for a good 10 years,
Hmm.
and a whole generation of people love the shit out of him.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Love the shit out because it's their generation's Superman.
Yeah, it's like
You know
we
what I
had
mean?
Christopher Reeve, they've got Henry
Yeah,
Cavill.
yeah,
That's it.
exactly. That's fine. So I think, I know you like the gun um Superman. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought 5 out of 10. Yeah, I mean it wasn't amazing. It wasn't dog shit, but it was all right. It wasn't as bad as people said it was. However, that being said, I don't think they should have done it when they did it. I think they should have let DC rest for 10 years, literally 7 to 10 years. And the reason I say that is because Cavill is so beholden to a lot of people. A lot of people just can't get over it and just can't even appreciate the new movie for what it is or the new
Mm.
cast member for what it is. You give it a rest for a bit, then you give
Marvel haven't really got that grace though, have they?
Marvel. Marvel won't. Marvel's going to keep expanding and expanding.
Mm. I mean, what's
There's talk
the
on the internet about
longest you go between Marvel movies is minimum
yeah.
8 months.
I mean, the online chatter is, oh, they're going to reset it after fucking Secret Wars. Fuck off! They're not going to do
No, they're
that.
not, not a chance
It's
in
their
hell.
golden. That's their golden
The
egg.
golden, oh, it's the
They'll
golden
do
goose.
so. They'll make it probably more streamlined again, so people can watch
I
the
think there'll be
movies
more
without.
TV shows.
Yeah,
I think the movies.
yeah. So we'll see what they do. But I mean, Yeah, but with I digress. Back to this movie. Um, yeah, it was a great movie. I think Guardians is probably the best trilogy in the franchise, and I actually think
It's a
as a
big
modern
statement.
day, as a no, but as a modern day movie trilogy,
Hmm.
Guardians is up there.
Standalone.
Yeah, stand alone. All three of those movies are bangers, and they all stand alone, and they're up there with Back to the Future. Don't you know? I mean,
Whoa.
yeah, and all of those films. It's you don't need to have the Avengers to like the Guardians as a movie. When you watch Guardians 1, you can watch Guardians 2 and watch Guardians 3. Bang. You know what I mean? Sure, there's the whole thing with Gamora being different and
Yeah,
Infinity
there'll be a
War,
few
but
things that
you know,
that you'd have missed
but
out on. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I need to rewatch 3 again to see how standalone it actually is. But I do think they do a good job
Through
of,
the
you know,
end of three is a
yeah,
good setup. Obviously,
yeah.
we'll get to it. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, look, it was a good standalone movie. But did you like the James Gunn spin on it? Because, like I said, it was a very James Gunn movie.
Oh yeah. I don't have a problem with him as a filmmaker.
Mm. Do you
It's
think
like, yeah.
is he underappreciated in some aspects?
No, he's not at all. Look at the bit. Look, if he was underappreciated, he wouldn't make these big films. He'd be making short little indies, which is what he used to do.
Mm?
You know what I mean?
And he was very good at it.
And he was very good at it, like Super and all of that. You know what I mean? Like he's made it. He's not underappreciated. He's overappreciated. The guy
Mm.
fucking did Superman this year. He's fine. He's
Mm.
he's fine, man. He's all
But he
right.
took on the greatest superhero of all time. But yeah, no, look, I know what you mean. I mean, this movie again, it focused on Quill's parentage. Like you say, you get Kurt Russell to come in and play Ego. Was it Ego? Was
Yeah.
his dad? Yeah, Ego as his father. Great. Did you ever think that you'd see Kurt Russell? He's a great actor. This for me
Uh,
though, when you're looking around, you're thinking, "Fucking hell, I've got Kurt Russell in
yeah,
this."
Kurt Russell was the biggest pull for this movie for
Yeah,
me.
great Paul.
Like he's one of the greatest American actors
Yeah,
that there
they
is
needed a
out there.
200 mil budget just to
And
cover his wages.
he's definitely someone that needs to that I wanted to see him more stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm.
When I heard he was in a Tarantino movie, I was like, yes.
Yeah, sign me up.
And then it turns out that he's in 3 Tarantino movies now,
Hmm.
which is even more of a big yes for me because I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan.
Yes, you are.
But to have him rock on in a Marvel film, that's fucking huge. You know what I mean? That's fucking huge. And you know what? You know what? I got a side note. Best example of the de-aging ever, or when they made him
Hmm.
young at the
Hmm.
start.
Yeah, yeah,
Best
yeah.
example. Backstory to that. Lots of people probably know this already, but if you don't and you didn't read the articles when it was out at the time, when they were doing the de-aging, Kurt Russell was like, well, can I bring my own makeup artist? Because he had his own makeup artist that used to do the makeup for him for all of his movies
Hmm.
from when he was in his 20s and stuff. And they did the makeup to de-age him practically, and apparently it looked really, really good. So when it
Mm.
came for the computer stuff, they didn't have to make it as intensive as they do on other people,
Hmm.
because the practical stuff was more or less good enough. So, and when you look at that movie, the CGI is just seamless in that opening.
Oh, the whole of this movie,
It
it got
looks great.
nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards.
I could believe that.
Yeah,
I could believe that.
yeah. I think every Guardians movie, visually, soundtrack,
Yeah.
is probably the best that the MCU do. I think some of the music that they
Yeah.
use, and the good thing about it is rewatching on Disney Plus, they're still in IMAX form kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to get the whole cinematic experience. Did this movie do enough to, as we say all the time, move on the Marvel franchise? Obviously, we were heading towards Thor Ragnarok,
Of
and
course, it
then
was a
we were
massive
heading
hit.
towards Infinity Wars.
Yeah, of course, it was a massive hit. It was like 800 million, or was it 700 million, or something like that, mate?
It made eight hundred sixty nine
There we
point
go.
one million dollars at the
Okay,
box
so
office.
800 million, yeah. So it made its budget, it made a profit, it made bank as far as they're concerned.
Mm.
And I'd
Did you do
imagine.
enough story wise to move it on, to keep
Well,
going?
yeah,
Because some standalone films, we're going to get to it next
yeah,
week, hopefully, or maybe when you're back from your travels.
yeah,
Thor Ragnarok is a standalone film. We're not going to sit here and review it now. We all know
yeah.
my thoughts in it. I thought that set the MCU universe back 5 years.
Well, when are you watching it?
Oh God, yeah, I've got to rewatch it. Well, we'll try and do it before you go on holiday. We've got a guest coming on for that one.
Oh,
Um, I'll try and watch it before you go, bro. But we could just do it now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to completing it. Thor Ragnarok was shit. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Find us on
oh
YouTube,
dear.
Twitter. Completely podcast. Yeah, no, I did hated the movie. Like you look at Guardians, you look at Doctor Strange. Like Guardians for me, I'd rather watch Guardians 3 times over than watch Thor Ragnarok once. That's how much I hate that movie. But did Marvel do all while we're talking standalones, and obviously we're talking Guardians at the minute. Did Marvel do all their standalones justice? We're talking Black Panther, we're talking Guardians, we're talking
I think so.
Spider-Man.
I think
That,
so.
that's that is for me where
But
Marvel excel. And
yeah,
look, everyone knows I'm a DC guy. I don't think you can touch Marvel when it comes to standalone stuff. And even some of the TV shows that have been out, we haven't reviewed it, but Ironheart was out not long ago this year. We'll go 3 months ago, whatever it was. I sat and watched it because everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Do you know what? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but as a standalone and kind of, I got what they were kind of trying to do. That, like you said earlier, look, they're never going to reboot the MCU, but you can give me a twist that a new audience might like. Now, me, I could sit here as the grumpy old 45-year-old man, and I often do. But
yeah.
then you can
I
kind of
haven't seen it. I
it's
haven't seen
you know
Ironheart.
what, but
Yeah.
I'm just using that as an example. You could look
Okay.
at,
Yeah.
there's so many Loki. They've done spin-off of everything, so they're standalones when it
Yeah.
comes to movie, and they kind of turned their standalone stuff into franchises on their own. There's people I know out there that go, "Oh, I love Guardians, but I'm not really into the rest of the
Yeah.
MCU," and I don't get it. I'm like, well, how can you like that but not the rest of it? There's people that love the Black Panther franchise, like everything to them, Black Panther. But then you look where they're now going with that, and you're kind of like, oh, fucking hell, I think they're blowing it a bit. I think the same with Thor now. Thor's going to be a woman, and yada yada yada. And for me, they're kind of like going down that direction. Where I'm like, no, I don't really want to follow. So, but when you're looking at what we got up leading to Guardians, did you think that all their standalone movies held up and were
I
just as good as the we'll do quote unquote the big guns?
so my personal opinion is I think the first 23 MCU movies are fantastic.
We're on 15.
The first 23. When we get to phase four, massive dips in quality. But that's just me. Not everyone. There's a few good gems in there. But yeah, a few. But that's just my personal opinion. I think it's more the TV shows that aren't that great. I think the
Was
movies
that a
did a lot better.
mistake doing so many TV spin-offs? We'll say so after a movie finished, you're like, right,
I
I've
think
got
the
a year
biggest
to a movie,
mistake,
but here's Loki. Here's
yeah.
Loki season one. You know,
So I personally, well, this is a bigger podcast. This is
no,
a
no, it's
bigger
fine. We're
podcast.
here talking all things Marvel like we do on
Okay,
a Monday. Go for it.
all right. So I think a number of things happened with Phase Four. Number of things. COVID fucked up filming and everything.
Big
So
yeah,
plans went riot. They had to rewrite stuff. So stuff
rewrite,
that might have,
reshoots. Yeah,
yeah. So that bollocked stuff up, and it showed in some shows, like WandaVision, because I'm pretty sure if they had the extra episode, the budget for the extra episode that they wanted, maybe it wouldn't have ended the way it did. But
you didn't like the end of
people,
One Division?
no, I thought it was shit. Yeah, I thought the idea was good, but I thought the
What?
execution towards the end it fell flat.
The last episode was like watching a movie.
Okay, right. So why would they let her? Okay, so she's held a whole town hostage. Okay, and now all of a sudden I've learnt the errors of my way, and they just let her go.
Yeah,
Detain that bitch. Just saying. Send ice on her.
detain
Just
that
fucking.
bitch.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, like what the hell? What the
Detain,
hell? But you're like, no, you're a good
detain
person.
that
You just
bitch.
held a whole town hostage, and we're just gonna let you go. All right then.
She done it for her family though, bro.
Who
Had her
gives a shit?
reasons.
Who gives a shit? Who
This
gives
is
a
a
shit?
this is a man with
Like,
no
like
heart, man.
fucking
This is
bullshit.
really is.
Call them bullshit there. So
Oh,
yeah, if it had a better ending, I'm sure they probably had a better ending because they had to wrap it up. I just felt the show itself was a good experiment, but yeah,
probably
I'll
the best.
save my thoughts for the actual WandaVision talk back.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to hit
Yeah,
these TV
I
spin-offs at
thought
some stage.
yeah. So that's an example. That's an example. Another example is they there's no set plan. You know what I mean? Like for example, with phase 1 to 3, we knew about, obviously phase 1, you're introducing the Avengers and you're linking the Infinity Stone, and everyone's like, oh, the stone. And
Mm-hmm.
then, the Tesseract or whatever. But then
Mm-hmm.
you find out there's more than one. You know what I mean? It's the quest for the stone. When's the stone going to show up? What's with the
Where they're
stone?
hiding this one.
Yeah. And then you realize, oh shit, fucking Thanos and the glove and shit. And then it's on. Once you figure that, once the whole world figured that out, they're like, oh, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
us Marvel fans knew what it was. With this one, sure, you got Kang, but they did, because of the controversy with Jonathan Majors, I could imagine that Kang was probably in a lot of these films. You know what I mean? As
Mm-hmm.
different versions of himself and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. I don't know this for fact, by the way. I'm just saying you would have thought that you would have put Jonathan Majors in all of the projects playing a different variant or
Mm-hmm.
that having a little Easter egg to his timey-wimey shit. You know what I mean? Like Loki was, in my opinion, was the best series, to be honest,
Oh
because it
no.
had something related to no, but hear me out, Andrew. It had at least
Wow,
the
he's used my
plot.
full name. We're all fucked.
So like at least the narrative for the Loki show was about the time stuff,
Mm-hmm.
was about how it works, was about the timekeepers, was about fucking Kang and his whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
giving you the ins and outs of all
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
multiverse. Well, it made sense. It was fine, but they didn't really do much with it until Deadpool Wolverine. They should have done a lot more with that. They should have done stuff with it with Spider-Man. They should have done stuff with that with Doctor Strange. They tried to, but it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like it just didn't connect as well or as fluid as what they did in phase 1 to 3, and that's probably because of reshoots, COVID, um, Disney putting in new stuff, new writers coming in that don't know anything about comic books. When you're doing 8 different projects a year, being 4 shows, 4 movies,
Mm-hmm.
Feige's overstretched, so he has to entrust certain people to take the baton, so to speak, like with Tiger Waititi with Thor fucking it up, with James Gunn with Guardians 3, but actually he did a good job. You know what I mean? Because he did
Mm-hmm.
a good job on the other one, so it's fine. But with the Tiger Waititi thing, I don't fully blame him. Okay, this is why it's a bigger thing. I don't fully blame him for Tiger Waititi. Tiger Waititi's a fine director. It's just that if he's going to do a
Wrong place,
Marvel
wrong
film,
time
if he's going to do a Marvel film, he has to have a script and a story
to do it
before.
justice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I know you don't like Ragnarok, but that's the difference between Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, because Ragnarok was written before he even came on board. There's like 7 writers for that film, whereas with Love and Thunders, the blame is on him. You know what I mean? Because it just says written, directed by
And so it should be on
Taika
him because
Waititi.
that's one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different caveats with phase 4 to lots of things. So now you've got people that you probably wouldn't have hired to
Mm-hmm.
be on some of these things because you're pushing so much content out that the narrative is lost, the focus is lost, and
Mm-hmm.
it shows, man. It really shows. And people get bored. The casual audience aren't invested anymore, and it peters through. And I said this from the start. You got to understand. Okay, if you want the best example, I'm going to pimp another podcast. This one occasion.
Wow.
Check
Okay, I
out
don't care.
the Eternals trailer reaction on the Creative Control podcast,
Oh,
which I'm
okay.
on.
You're not just promoting any podcast, you're promoting one of the best. I'll let
Yeah,
you
yeah.
off. I'll let you off.
Okay, on the Creative Control podcast with my good friend Ken and Nat Bullet, we review the Eternals trailer. and you need to see my thoughts on that trailer. And I tore it a new one. I tore it a new
And so
one.
you should.
Yeah,
And so you
tore it a
should.
new one.
Just getting back to Guardians a little bit. Were you surprised that none of them have really had a spin-offy kind of TV show? I mean, Groot kind of got that stupid thing that they done on Disney Plus, but that was
Um,
about it. It's probably the only one that hasn't really done much on
I
their
think they
own. If you
might
look where they're
do.
going now with Black Panther, if you look where they've gone with subsequently like the characters from Thor, for etc. etc. They've all had something. They've been in something, whereas the Guardians haven't really seen them in anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think um, I think there's scope for Star-Lord to have his own spin-off.
Hmm.
You know, I think they were hinting at that before. But we'll see. We'll have to see. It's still early days. I mean, Groot and Rocket could easily have their own spin-off,
Oh,
but
they should do stand-up comedy.
I think the audience is there and hungry for it. I think the problem with Marvel is like they're like, should we do it without James Gunn? Because they can't do it with James Gunn anymore. You know,
Not
they,
anymore. They definitely can't now. Yeah.
yeah, they won't be able to. So either they leave it or they hire.
Well,
But
a good
if
time though.
they're
You could just say to
spin-offs,
James
if they're
Gunn, "Hey, go and sit and
spin-offs,
chat to the DC big wigs, and hey, let's get a little
yeah,
give the fans the crossover that they've always wanted.
the
See a Marvel on the big screen together. It will never fucking happen. But man, just seeing James Gunn over there in DC now, knowing that he has been a Marvel guy, and the way my brain works, I'm thinking, hey
well,
James,
they are friends, so
hey, could you imagine,
yeah.
oh, mate? That would be the best. Well, it'd be one of the best. If done right, it could be the best movie crossover ever, ever. Some sort of multiverse madness.
See, at this point in my life, I couldn't care about big superhero
Oh,
crossovers because we've
see,
had
dude,
them.
I'm still that
I'd
guy
get
though,
more
man.
excited with David Hasselhoff and Kit with the A team.
Oh, dude, yeah, they're bringing back Knight Rider. I swear to God, if they screw up Knight Rider Sash, this podcast might. You're gonna have to get a bleep machine because everyone that you know me, Knight Riders, that's my thing. From
Oh,
the
is it your
80s,
thing?
that is my thing.
Okay,
80s, early 90s, Kit, Knight Rider. You can't tell me a bad word about that thing because me and
it's amazing. It's
we're
the greatest.
it's the greatest, dude. It's
It
the
is the
greatest. It's
greatest.
the greatest. Even growing up, it's up there with the greatest TV shows of all time. Even now, Kit Turbo Boost. Oh man, just saying that alone gives me chills. Sash, it's been good talking some Marvel again on Monday. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. James Gunn was the 15th installment of another Marvel movie. It done what it had to do. I should know this. Why didn't I write it down? What was the end credits in Guardians of the Galaxy? Come on, dude. This is where we need Neil. Me and you are shit together. We're like, I don't know what the end credit scene was on Guardians. Someone will tell us in the comments. We'll go and watch it on YouTube. But after Guardians of the Galaxy 2, next up for us,
It's the greatest.
I
It's the
don't say it.
greatest.
Don't say it.
It's the greatest.
It's not.
Thor Ragnarok. Love it. Made me like Thor.
It made me like him even less. And yeah, dude,
So when
no.
you're watching it,
Um, we'll do it before you go away. I'll watch it this weekend. The
yeah.
America Wife podcast that was on with us a couple of weeks ago, we promised that would be back on with us before Ragnarok. So they're going to
Okay.
join us for that. I'll get to it this weekend, dude, but don't make me, man. I might as well just let you and another do the show and I just sit here
Well,
and everyone just be like, well, Burrows hates it. He thinks it's shit. It just doesn't sit well with me. I'm gonna watch it, but I really enjoyed watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again. It was good seeing the backstory. It was good seeing Kurt Russell in a Marvel film. Amazing seeing Sylvester Stallone in a Marvel film. David Hasselhoff was in it for like 20 seconds. Never thought I'd see David Hasselhoff in a Marvel film. I thought it was incredible. Really, really good movie.
that's it.
Volume
It
2.
had 5 post-credit scenes, didn't it?
Yeah, mate, dude. Honestly, I remember watching. I was thinking because on the Disney app when you're watching it, you don't want to hit plus the forward button too early because it skips to
Mm.
the end, and you're like, "Fuck's sake!"
The one thing I would say though, it teased Adam Warlock
Mm-hmm.
and I thought Adam Warlock was going to have, because in the that's the one thing in the Infinity Gauntlet comics,
Had
he
a
has a
bigger role, much bigger part. Yeah, yeah.
much bigger role, and he's
Hmm.
not in it.
No.
Yeah, that really confused the hell out of me.
It's another one of them, though, and it's like how much do you squeeze in from the comic book universe into
Yeah, yeah,
film? And we've mentioned this all the time. James Gunn's Superman. That's why some people thought he was brilliant because I'm a comic book fan, or some
yeah,
people thought, "What the fuck is this shit?" A la Neil and you.
yeah.
Um, Sash, it's been great, my friend. Another Monday has come and gone. We'll be back where we're going to record it because someone's going on holiday. He's jetting off to Australia, but we'll be back next Monday. You'll be in the future because you'll be. Where will you be? Where in the world are you going to be when that show drops?
I don't know. I'm either going to be in Singapore or I'm going to be in Australia.
There you go. Look at this guy. He's living
So
the life, man. He's
yeah,
taken he's taken completed it around the world.
that's it.
But Sash, really good to sit down and talk some marvelous Monday with you again, my man. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. As always, if you want to check us out, go onto YouTube. Completed it podcast. Hit subscribe. Give us some comments. The Marvelous Monday Show. We know you're loving them. I've called it our flagship show. Sasha's already decided we're carrying them on. We're getting to Endgame and we're going to keep going. And we're going to do this for DC and we're going to do this for every movie franchise going in the history of the world. And we're going to podcast till we're at age 104. And me and, hey, Sash, welcome. Yeah, I don't know why I've done a Hillbilly accent. But Sash, has been good sitting down talking some movies with you. Really good, my friend. Enjoy your holiday. I know we're gonna pre-record some shows before you go, but I really do enjoy jetting around the world, my man. It's one of my most favorite things to do is travel. No doubt we'll be in communication via WhatsApp while you're on your travels. But like I say, everyone, head over to X at Completed It Pod, head over to YouTube, Completed It Podcast. But really enjoyed this show. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Till next time, stay safe.
Feeling overwhelmed by the challenges of daily life? Struggling with anxiety, stress, depression, phobias, fears, or just trying to get yourself back again? Discover the transformative power of focused solution hypnotherapy and counseling. Through guided hypnotherapy, relaxation trance allows your subconscious mind to access your inner resources and strengths you didn't know you had. Book your free consultation today and let's start your journey together. For more information, please email Sharon at scm-therapy.me